Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 48th and best episode of the Hashcast. And as always, I have a guest way cooler and way more interesting than myself. And today I have a super cool guest, the president of all Marvel fans, Kirk Deveyck. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm just chilling. I'm very happy to be here.
Good, because you're in Paris, right?
Yeah, I'm in Paris.
Yeah, so we're 6 hours apart. It's morning here, afternoon for you. But yeah, that doesn't matter because thanks to the power of the internet, right, we can still have the conversation. So, Kirk, I've been aware of your presence on the internet since you did the video of how to get prepared for Captain Marvel 2. And then I started watching everything you've done because, like, I was laughing last night and my wife was like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "It's hard to explain." But for people who might not immediately know who you are, like, who is Kirk and what is it that you do?
Okay, Kirk Deveyck is this black kid that's a little overweight. No, I'm an actor. I make funny skits and videos online. But lately, I started with my friend Julien, and we started this thing called Marvel Fans United. And we basically make videos, like fake promotional videos, to promote the movies and to keep like the community of Marvel active and up online.
Yeah, no, it's amazing because there's I'm not sure what the first one you did because it goes back a while. But what was the one that blew up that really got the ball rolling?
It's weird because it's like for me, I think the first one blew up more than the others because I remember when basically this is how it started. I don't know if you want to go.
Yeah, no,
now.
I want to hear everything.
Okay, I bet. So yeah. I was used to make skits online, all right? And Jillian was staying over my house for like over a week or two because his parents were gone, and I was making videos every night. And then I was seeing online that people were asking for the trailer for the Avenger. Infinity War, and the trailer hasn't come out yet. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do a video for it. And I was thinking, like, nobody will see it because when I make a video, it's like 2,000 views, but it's like, if I'm lucky. So I did a video with Julian, and he doesn't speak English. Okay. Right? I speak English because I lived in the United States for 7 years, and I go back and forth between France and Atlanta. Okay. And so I had to just tell him repeat what I say. I basically tell him the idea that we're just going to ask for the trailer, but we're not going to play with Disney and Marvel. We're just going to be like, yo, if you don't drop this trailer, we're going to lose our mind, basically. Yeah. And so we filmed the video, and I go to sleep. And then when I wake up, it's like 60 or 70K views on it. And it's just like, oh, my goodness. And people were just like, fill me up, like, we want more. So I was like, okay, let's do a day 2 because I was like, the next day we did a second video and we said we're gonna do 8 videos. If you guys don't reply at the end of 8 videos, we're gonna basically destroy you guys. Yeah. And then when I dropped the second one, that's when we get noticed from the Disney marketing team. They watched our videos in the Disney studio, and so for me, this one blew up even though it didn't make any views because like they saw it after the second video. They actually saw it. But the one that actually blew up was the SpiderMan one. When we asked for the trailer for SpiderMan, and then Zendaya and Tom Holland retweeted the video. Oh, wow. And Zendaya commented on it. It was my phone went from 60% to 1% from all the notification. It was just like, it was going crazy. That's the one that actually blew up for me.
How do you even deal with that? Like, you're a Marvel fan, like, since the beginning, and then you have Tom Holland and Zendaya, they're retweeting you. Like, how does that, like, even work in your head?
It's like, it's weird because it's like, I've seen Tom Holland at the Avenger premiere when they invited us, but I had no, like, contact with him. I just seen him. I didn't have the chance to actually go talk to him. But when the thing with the Marvel fandom is like all these fans like take the profile photos of their favorite actors and their heroes and they talk to you through it. So I'm used to see like Tom Holland and it's not really him and then him. And so I was talking to my dad. I'm in my house. I went to visit my dad, and then Jillian sent me a message. Was like, "Yo, Zendaya retweeted commented on the video." Yeah. And I'm like, "No, that's not her." I was like, "You think that's her?" Yeah. And it's not her. So and I see the tweet. But even though I see the blue check, I was like, that's not Zendaya. I was like, okay, it's fine. And then my phone, like, because like, it's weird because he called me as soon as she sent the text. So I didn't really blew up as soon as she sent the tweet. Then Tom Holland retweeted, and then that's when I was like, what is happening? And then the video went from, it was at 50K. it was like 1 million, like
Yeah.
directly, almost instantly. I was like, oh my god, my phone when I won like 5,000 followers, and I don't know, it goes to your mind. You're like, yo, those actors, he seen me, Like I made him laugh. It went crazy to my mind that Zendaya and Tom Holland like retweeted. It was just crazy because I had this idea that for the promotion of Far From Home, I really wanted to come here to this hallway or me to go somewhere, but to do a big video with one of the actors will like change the game. That was my goal. And they retweeted. It was just, it's crazy.
Yeah, because you just briefly mentioned like, I went to the premiere of Infinity War. Like, holy shit! Like, how did that happen? Because they saw your video and then they flew you to LA to be at the premiere. Like, you just skimmed over that part.
Oh yeah. Okay, here's the thing. So we had 8 video campaign, right? Mm-hmm. We wanted to go to the ideas was to go to the can you hear this noise, by the way?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, because the people outside making noise. No. So we campaigned to go to. We wanted to be invited to the Avenger premiere, right? So here's my thing. I don't think like other people. I believe anything is possible. Mm-hmm. Like you cannot tell me you cannot do anything. I feel like I'm on this earth and anything is possible. So my goal was to make me and my friends laugh. So I didn't expect it to get this big, but once I realized that there's like, how to say this? Okay. You see, with the Marvel community, there's some events that's happening, like Comic-Con and all this amazing thing with Marvel, but most of the great stuff happen in the United States. It is always like the same people that get invited, always like the people that get the money, first of all, to go to those events, the people that are Americans, and all those other fans that live like in Indonesia, Brazil, all those people will never get to see those actors. No. So my goal was to create a community so we can be the voice for those unfortunate fans, the one that don't get a voice, the one that when they tweet to their favorite actors, no one sees it. But we wanted to be the voice. So I didn't think, we were asking to go to the premiere, but I didn't think about it like really. Yeah. So I was just making this video so the fans be like, oh, look, he's like us, and the Disney people see him. So it's like a bridge. They feel like they've heard. And so after the 7th video, I got Dustin Sandoval and Asadaya, who are like the head part of the marketing team in Disney. They sent me a message, and they were basically just saying in the message like, I see you, and like something will happen, but it's like, you don't know. Yeah. So a month before the premiere, you kind of like sweating, you're like, okay, well, I'm not invited yet. Yeah. I see like all those reporters, like they had their tickets, and I'm like, oh, we're not going. But like, it's fine. It's like, it's not about going, it's about like, like doing the community. That's all I wanted. And I didn't wish for nothing. So 2 weeks before the event, like Dustin Skyped me, like we're Skyping right now, and just telling me like, this is the official invitation. So we want you to go to the premiere. You're just like, what? I was like, yeah, and they're taking care of everything. It's crazy. They buy your tickets, you arrive to this 5-star hotel, take care of your food, but you don't see anybody from Disney. You're just there with a bunch of like YouTubers and people, and there's no contact. So it's still like a dream, just enjoying yourself. And then you're like, oh, it's tonight. The event is tonight. Yeah. And it was just like one of the best time. I'll elaborate more. So
sure. But that's just like, that's the dream, right? Because like I operate a little bit in the gaming space, and what I did was not exactly like you, obviously, because you like blew up way more. But I just started tweeting stuff, and I started trying to get involved in the video game community with the developers and everything. And all of a sudden, something worked. And then all of a sudden, I have people follow me, people I've been like looking up to for years. And then I went to E3. I'm not sure if you have ever seen that, like the big video conference in Los Angeles. Amazing. And then I see all these people, and they're like hanging out with me, and we're having beers. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I just started a Twitter account, and now I'm here for real. And then I got to go again. But that is like, the internet makes that possible, right? Because if you would have just made videos in your hallway and have to have them on cassette and like, that's it.
That's true. Yeah. It's crazy that it's like, a lot of people use the internet like, to watch videos or to do some very bad stuff. But it's the first time I really used the internet to connect, because I feel like, I know 10 years ago that would have not been possible. No. Like some people, if you like something and you live in Brazil and somebody else likes something that lives in France, there's no connection, and with social media, you can use like your own love. Like, people use social media to escape, the world and all this stuff that's happening. But to get on a platform where you have people that have a similar like and similar heroes is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Just like the gaming, I think for me, like the community that did it first is the gaming community, because even when you were playing back in the day, you couldn't connect and play online. But with movies, we didn't have. You can't really like watch a movie with everybody and talk about it. So this is crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. But what I like about you, Kirk, is like you have this video, you have this blow up. It's very good for you personally, right? Because you get all this attention and like Tom Holland retweeting you. But then you take this one step further and you create like Marvel Fans United. That is a choice, I think, that comes from you as a good person, that you use that attention that you got and, like what you said, bring all these people from all these countries that don't have the accessibility to like the actors and the Hollywood Blitz. How did you like push that? Because it goes well. When I think it's the most beautiful hashtag in the MCU, because when I look at it, the videos that you posted of all these people connecting, like, you're not a trained person to create a community, right? That just happens, and you become, like you said, the president of all Marvel fans. Like, where does it come from? That drive to put more positivity in the world than just your own success with a YouTube video?
Well, for me, it was. I mean, I had the idea of like I really wanted people to be connected. I didn't know how to do it, but what really pushed me was this message from this young girl. When we started doing when we started doing those 8-part videos for Infinity War, I had this girl send me a message that told me that she get bullied at school, right? And then, I mean, I love Marvel and stuff, I loved it, but the way like for me, Marvel, because my life is like I don't have the most horrible life. I'm living I would say normal life, and so this is just a plus to me. I get to get entertained. But for her, it was a way to escape her bullies. When she came home and she was reading those comic books and when she watched those movies, it's like you cannot tell her anything when she's watching those. And it made a click to me that I'm this guy in France. So I make those videos whenever I want to. It's like, when I'm tired, when I don't want to. But she was waiting on them on the other side of the world, and so it made me realize like, this can be bigger than just us. And so she was like, I would do anything. I would do anything, to be she didn't know I see the message. Should I do anything to be noticed by it? That would be cool. And in my mind, I was like, I didn't want to be another step for her. I know she can get to her heroes. I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, she can get even to me. It's like, no, I'm like, guys, we all united. And so Jillian had this idea that we should get these Marvel fans united. And I was like, let's see. I'm like, my goal is to have everybody, like, we're all at the same level. I don't want to be like a celebrity. I have my own goal as far as an actor and stuff, but for Marvel Fans United, I just want to be a bridge. That's all. Because I understand, the actors cannot go and see everybody everywhere. No. But if we can get to them if we can get to them and get the little light they have and bring it back to the people, we can be the bridge, because we're not super famous. We can go everywhere. I will do it. That's my goal, is to be able to do that and talk to the community so they'll feel like, they're connected. So that's how, I don't know if I'm answering the question.
No, it does. But it just, like it takes another step for you. And that's what I like the most about everything that I've seen. Like, you're hilarious. Like, your videos are absolutely fantastic. But taking that next step level and putting yourself out there for someone else. And what you sometimes see, and it's unfortunate from the online world as well, like, it can be very positive, but it can also be like people can hate on it, right? So when you put yourself out there like that, it's a risk you're taking to bring all that in your house. But for you, it paid off well. It paid off positive. And then people started sending you all those videos about what that meant to them. How do you deal with that when you really start understanding the impact that you have on so many people?
Well, it's weird, because it's like I didn't realize like the impact I have until after the premiere, because I went to the premiere. I mean, the official Marvel page posted #Marvel Fans United, and all these people were like, "Yes, he did it!" And I was like, "What?" I thought like only me, like it was a accomplishment for me. Like it felt like they went too, because then it's almost like the kid that went to college in a family that never got a chance. And I came home and explained how it was. So it was crazy to me. it's hard for me to like fully. I don't think I will ever fully comprehend it. I have a big old idea, but when I ask for those people to send me a video to tell me like how you feel about Marvels, they get as excited as the movie. They just send you. I have so much video. It's so hard. Like I feel bad because I had like I don't know, maybe 300 to 400 video requests. They only put like 20 because Twitter only lets you 2 seconds. Yeah. And even that, I will have a 5-hour video. Yeah. But it's like, it's crazy to have people trust you with their, not trust you, but a little bit trust you with their like dream and hope and like their secret stuff. Because it's like, they're putting themselves out there too, but they're not going to be as scared when they see like, oh, you're not the only one doing that. Yeah. But this is why I can't be, like you said, I can't be ashamed. Like, there's some stuff I don't want to do. At first I didn't want to do. I'm like, man, I want to be an actor. I don't want to be seen as just the Marvel dude. And I don't want to, I'm funny. I want to go all out, but not all out. I was scared. Then I was like, nah, if I can go all out, or people that are shy, people that are home, might be like, well, he did it too, so I can. So we don't care. Me and Julian don't care anymore. We just go, we go crazy. Like I'm very calm in real life. People think I'm go all the way, but once I say action, I'm going in for those videos. I'm just going in.
I want to hear a little bit on how you got into, because you're an actor. You said like you've had some experience. Why did you pursue acting as a person? Is it something you always wanted to do as a kid, or is it just something that happened to you?
I always used to always make, every person that I made them laugh, like always. So I always love to make story. I always love to play characters. So I knew early on that any other job, any job behind the desk or anything, the way I would have to sit still and stay the same person, not play a character, would not be right with me. So when I found out that this was actually a job, I knew from the get-go. I was telling everybody, I'm gonna be an actor. I'm gonna be an actor. Every class, I always knew I was going to be an actor, but when I don't come from like a family that have a lot of money or a lot of opportunities, so we didn't get acting school, we didn't get nothing. So all I had was a camera, and I've been making those videos, making my own script, my own scenarios. And when I lived in the United States, I was fortunate enough to live with my uncle and aunt, and I met a lot of great friends over there. They pursue acting also and directing, and we just started shooting, making videos, and so. I'm at the point of my life where I'm not going to wait to get the roles or the part that I want. I'm going to create my part. Whether it's big or not, I'm going to create my part. So, and like I say, I believe anything is possible. So I'm taking the chance, and it's working right now. So it's like making my own role. But I always wanted to be an actor. Yeah,
no, it paid off for you, man, because you never know, right? You have this one video blow up. Have you gotten any opportunities from that so far? Or can you talk about it? I'm not sure if you...
It's crazy is because it's like, I feel like now the door just opened, opening now. It's like, because I have like so many podcast people ask me. I did my interview for sci-fi girls. That was Hannah Ines Flint, by the way. She's awesome. Shout out to her. And so now people ask me to do interviews. People ask me. It goes beyond just the Disney thing. But I believe soon it's gonna happen. I really want to, because like the more notoriety we get, the more content we can do. Because I want to take my first idea to another level. Like, I have so many ideas. I almost want it to be not almost. I want it to be like a non-profit thing where we can help kids in the hospital, when we can bring gifts. But for them to be excited to see us, we have to go up. So. I will take any road. And also the idea of having two guys that live in France in a broken neighborhood hang out with all those rich people, it made me laugh. It was silly to me that I was at the after party with the richest person in the world. Like, me and Julian had no money. We were like broke. But if the world stopped, we were all in the same room. With the same people that did all this effort, they worked so hard. We're all in the same room with all those billionaires and poor people. And that's the magic of life. That's what I like. So.
That's fantastic, and like you have such a great personality. Like, even like I see you on camera, like that's fantastic. But when I'm talking to you like this, you're also a great person. And I think that is going to help you push so far in what you can. And I hope these opportunities keep coming for you, especially when you're gonna record a video with Tom Holland in your hallway. It's gonna happen eventually, right?
I believe that too. When that's gonna happen, I promise this is gonna break the internet, because it's like. He posted a photo of himself like I don't know, eating, and you get like 1 million views. But I'm like, if something big with him in there, it's funny and it's hilarious, and it's over there. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. My goal is to have like every time there's a Marvel movie, one of the actors come with us, and we do a promotional funny video. That's amazing.
Well, that would be
people. Sorry?
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. Like, you can have content for years because the Marvel universe is not going anywhere.
Exactly.
I want to talk about Marvel universe with you a little bit later, but so you have all these videos. You go to the premiere. It's a mind-blowing experience, right? What like you kind of already mentioned what you're gonna want to do next, but do you have any? Have you got this planned out? Like, we're gonna go into Endgame. Like, what's the? I'm not sure how to put this. Like, there's a risk that all of a sudden you become a content creator because you have to. Remember, you know what I mean? Like, it starts as a fun thing, and then all of a sudden, people start relying on you. You have an audience. It's gonna be people questioning what's next, what's next, what's next. How do you manage those expectations for yourself and for the people who love watching you?
Well, it's like, for me, before like taking on to all the expectation that people have for me, I have my own expectation, and so I do understand, because I realized that once there was I felt it was Ant-Man and the Wasp. I did videos when we feel like doing the videos, but when I didn't drop a video for Ant-Man and the Wasp, everybody like went on me like, oh, where is it? Where's the video? So there is like a fear. But not really a fear. There's like, oh, now it was at first something that you did for yourself, but now you're working for the people, and especially working for the people for free. It's like it's crazy for the people around you, because they don't understand. Like, for me, I can do this forever as long as I can eat and dress. But the people around you and your family, they're always looking. People that don't understand, like, okay, you're gonna do this. How are you gonna survive and live? But I have my own goals, like, cause I never stop. I believe if you throw good stuff out there, good stuff come back to you. So my goal is to always, like, my next step is to have, the first step was to go to the premiere. I want to see if it was possible for two people to get noticed by Disney and Marvel if they cared enough, and they actually did. And the Disney team, Marvel team, they're so amazing. They said from the first video, they're planning on inviting us. And we didn't even know it. So they stay quiet, but they see the fans, and they want the fans to know that. But my second goal now is to have the actors work with us. And hopefully, if we have this, we can have some type of like money or partnership with the Disney team. So that would be the second thing. My third step will be to use any type of, not fame, but any type of like exposure to actually trying to work with Disney or Marvel. Anything that's like a line or one shot or anything to build our resume, so we can take Marvel Fans United to the next step. Because I have personal goals. I still wanted to be an actor, but at the same time, this Marvel Fans United thing, I think, is like, it's bigger than me, and I think like I needed it, because it's like, I feel like I just want to bring smile into the world. I never knew how, and I feel like through that I can, because there's gonna be new Marvel fans all the time, and this is not gonna go anywhere. And also, I have new ideas all the time. I'm gonna revamp it. It's never gonna stay the same. So, like, just as Marvel have phases, I feel like I'm just entering my phase 2 right now.
That's good. Hey, you never know, man. Like, unfortunately, we're not going to see any more Stan Lee cameos in Marvel movies. But how about the Kirk and Julian cameos from now on?
Oh,
I would sign off on that right now.
Yo, someone told me that too. They were saying, what if now they ask you guys to represent the fan and do cameos? I was like, that's crazy. No one can ever replace Stan Lee. But if that happened, that would be crazy. Actually, we don't have to be us or whatever, but having the fans represented, or something that represent the fans in the movie, or not even the fans, but like the outside of just the actors of Hollywood. That's what Stanley was. Stanley was the bridge, and I feel like I wanted to be the bridge, also a different type of bridge that bring the fans. But that would be awesome too. It'll be very smart for Disney and Marvel to have that thing. But if it's us, woo! That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be good. Because I saw the video and I missed the first response to that, because they put you guys in the teaser for the trailer that they were going to drop. Did they tell you beforehand that was going to happen?
No, it was so weird, because it's like I was in contact with Dustin Sandoval. He works for Disney, and then he didn't tell me. He just told me like something big was about to happen, and then I was contacted by another team. It's like this woman that asked us permission to use our video for something they were about to do for Marvel.
Yeah.
But she didn't say that she was working with Disney. She just told us, can we use, she asked us, we had to sign and everything like for us. So we're like, yes, whatever. And so they're dropping this, and I was on the bus.
Yeah.
I was on the bus, and they're dropping this video, and I was like, what? I was like, what is, and I'm looking around me, and people don't know. I was like, what is happening? I was like, oh, they're dropping, and Dustin sent me a message like, have you seen it? I'm like, hell yeah, I've seen it. I was like, what the heck? I called Julian. He left his house. He ran all the way because he don't live far away from my house. He went to my house. We watched it together. I couldn't believe that, to see my face between those shots of the real thing and having all the people. I feel like this is Marvel Fans United, because all those famous YouTubers already did it. But I was like, they don't know me. I don't know them. But we have some connection, something in common. Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah. It's like, I can't even imagine to see that happen. But the impact you've had is pretty big. Like, it's and it's all so nice. It's also positive, because sometimes I struggle with like how the most famous YouTubers kind of assholes. They don't have a really a lot of positive influence in our world, and then someone like you comes along, and it kind of makes up for all that, right? So thank you for that. For like, honestly, like I think what you do, like if you can make people laugh in such a wholesome, positive way, there's not enough of that. That's what I find. And then to use Marvel as because everybody loves Marvel. It's just great. Like I was, when I saw your videos, I was like, I'm just gonna reach out, see if I can talk to him, because I need to have this guy on my show and talk about how all the cool stuff you do.
I appreciate this so much, and I mean, I believe in anything, and I hope that this is not gonna be the last time. And the more exposure I get, I hope I want to come here with Julian once we get like super big again, because you took a chance. You didn't have to hit me up, and I just thought that was amazing. So thank you.
That's great, and I do want to kind of dig a little deeper in that, because I've seen some of your videos, and especially what I noticed it was the first was at the Marvel 2, but then I went back and all the Black Panther videos that you did. Like, you seem to care a lot about like diversity in the Marvel universe, but also in fandom. Like, why is that such a driver for you? Not just for yourself, but like inclusion of women, people of color. Like, you really put yourself out there for that. Like, what's driving you for there? Because there's a lot of effort again to help with that.
Well, for me, it's like I would not be per se like one of those people that loved Marvel since they were little. Even though I had like comic books, I had the X-Men. I was a fan of X-Men, but then I stopped. I really became I started to love Marvel again when I moved to Atlanta, because my friend is like what you call a geek or a nerd, but he had all these comic books, and he shared this love with me of these comic books and this community. But the thing that was weird to me is that I'm a minority. I'm black, so with everything that comes, you can kind of imagine everything that comes with that. And then when you go on TV, you see the same type of people, and then you see life. TV is supposed to be representing life, okay? So it's like if there was 8 blue people, 8 yellow people, and 8 red people, and there's a TV show on TV with only red people and only 1 blue, the yellow and the blue might feel like, okay, this is supposed to be us, what we don't see, but that's TV and movies. But what I liked about Marvel comic books is that there's green people, there's blue, there's black, there's white, and from a long time. It's not just like, oh, now we're trying to be like Storm being black, and the X-Men been fighting for diversity, and also because they're mutant, and it's like they're not treated the same. So I felt so excited when I realized, oh, there's actually community. So when I check Comic-Con and I see the people, I didn't see the diversity in the community, and that didn't make sense to me. I was like, but this is real life. We shouldn't be like on TV. We should all be together. And then I thought to myself, there's this idea that there's no black nerds, no white, no girl nerds, no minority nerds, and all this stuff. And I realized in the community they are, but they're not out there. It's almost like not just scared, but they're not being shown. So when a movie like Black Panther come out in theater, we're like, I'm thinking like, okay, now everybody's gonna see it and everybody's gonna be cool. But there was still a lot of like friction. A lot of people were like, oh, you shoving this down our throat. It's just Black Panther. I'm like, you guys have Asian movies.
Yeah.
He's a Caucasian lead, and there's one. This is why people are excited. If there was 5, like Miles Morales, Black Panther, all these black people, and we're like, oh, we're excited for Black Panther, I'd be like, okay, that is too much. But I was very shocked that a community that's supposed to believe in everything, that's supposed to be the less troublesome, like the less racist, the less close-minded, because there's everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's everything. There's women rulers. There's everything. The Marvel comic books, they didn't treat people like that in real life. And so I was like, if I'm going to be the bridge, I could be either appealing to the mass, and I know how to do it. I just stay, with what people like, or I can let people know, like, hey, we love you guys too. We want to be part of the party. There's no secret agenda. There's no, because I receive a lot of backlash, a lot of good stuff. The stuff I only see on TV. The backlash, I didn't think, like, people send me messages like, oh, you're a liberal and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm French. We don't even do stuff like that. But they were saying messages like, why you trying so hard to have a woman there? And it's like, okay, you guys trying to change Marvel community to fix an agenda. And I was like, I didn't create black people. I didn't create women. Like, there's been women nerds for years. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean. I feel like it's time. It's time now for everybody to be able to enjoy openly. I feel like if we cannot, I don't want to go everywhere, but I feel like if we cannot understand each other as view as a whole world, that's bad. But I kind of like, okay. But now in something that we all enjoy, we can still not enjoy it together. That makes no sense to me, because everybody's there to all of the Marvel movies and comic books. But inside of us, we fighting inside of us for like skins and sex. I'm like, it's too much. 2019. So I will always try to bring people together. Always. Yeah. No matter how I'm viewed, always trying to do that.
And that's great, because you made one line in one of your videos saying, like, don't you understand that superheroes are fighting for diversity? And that is something so many people forget when they're like getting mad about Black Panther doing well, or getting mad about Captain Marvel being like the first in forever. I know this is maybe a way too complicated question, but where do you think that comes from? Like, why are people so protective of, like, why they've always had their way when it comes to fandom? Like, they've owned the fandom for so long. Why do you think that resistance comes from? Is it just because, like, it has been ours and now... Because people seem to see fandom, like, as a pie, right? That they have to share the pie, but it's not. Like, we're just adding more pies to the table. But
no, but that's exactly what it's... I think how they feel about these issues with comic books and the fandom, it's a reflection of like real life issues. Like, for example, a lot of people were mad for Captain Marvel, for Brie Larson, for the comments she made. But also there was also a lot of people that were just mad because they feel like she wasn't smiling enough, or she wasn't interesting enough, or sexy enough for the role. And the thing is that in their life, they're probably not used, not everybody, but they're probably not used to see a woman in the front, a woman that's clothed from top to toe. Like, people complain like, oh, she's not sexy enough. They want to see, the skins. They want to see what they used to see in the comic books. And so now that they have a strong woman leader, now they're like, it's changing. They feel like the world is changing when it's always been like that. It's just now, with internet, now it's like, oh, it's not just you. We're not just showing how you think. We're showing everybody how they think. And they think like everybody's changing. Like, no, it's been like that. You just haven't seen it yet. It's just been like that. But now we're letting people know how we all feel. I feel like, but I'm trying to put it in their shoes, not trying to excuse it. I do try to understand, because they felt for the longest time that it was theirs. Okay, they didn't know there's people out there that love this stuff too. But I feel like if you really read those comic books, those characters would not stand with them. They would never. You'll never see the X-Men be like, yes, no, we don't want. We never see Peter Parker be like, oh, I can never be black, or stuff like that. That don't exist. They're the most like, comic books fight for diversity, and they fight for what is right, first of all, even beyond diversity, for what is right. So for me, it's just like those gatekeepers gotta go, because they make the Marvel like toxic. The Marvel fandom toxic. Any fandom that have like gatekeepers that don't want to see stuff changing, especially when it's stuff like sex or skin color. We're not even talking about story-wise. We're not even talking like, because there's a bunch of issues we can talk about, like, oh, this story is wrong. No, let's focus on Black Panther and Brie Larson. And so when you realize, the biggest focus is the woman and the people of color, you realize, okay, there's still something going on in the fandom. But it's not just in the fandom; it's people's life. But I also believe, this was something I believe. People don't. I saw something online. Someone said, yeah, it's like 70% of the Marvel fandom that think like that. But I'm like, that's not true. I believe there's way more people that are open. Most of the people that love comic books, they don't think like the rest of the world. And there's a few people that speak louder than the rest of us. Yeah. Like I said on the interview with Anna Flint, I say that a lot, that a falling tree make more noise than a growing one. So just because they make more noise, doesn't mean that, because we'll see it with the numbers. Captain Marvel blew everything up. Black Panther blew everything up. So you start to realize, like, we let you guys talk a lot. We let those people, those gatekeepers, talk a lot. But that's not what the people feel. So I don't want anybody to be discouraged and feel like, oh, I can be appreciated. I cannot go to this fandom fully.
What a beautiful expression that you just said. Like, a fallen tree makes more noise than a growing one. Like, I've never heard that before. That is... It just nails it right there.
I heard it one time when I was little. I don't know where I heard it, but it stayed in our family. We always say that. Yeah. We always say that.
I'm going to steal that. Do you mind?
No, you go ahead. I want to be known everywhere now.
That's great. I had Stephanie Williams. She's also a writer for Sci-Fi Girls on my show last week. And she's like, I didn't grow up with a lot of comics because I grew up in the Netherlands. So I'm sure that's the same for you. Our comics are slightly different from the American comics. Like, they have all the superheroes, and we have like Asterix and all those kind of comic books.
Yeah, we have Asterix too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a different culture a little bit. Although I'm pretty sure that all our comics were all white boys. When I think about it, like all the Asterix, because that's just how that is. So that diversity was completely missing from my comic books. But I think when I try to look back and try to do my history on comic books in the US, and I am not an authority to talk about comic books at all, because like I own 4 of them. But I think they have catered to those people for a long time. Every female superhero was wearing barely anything, and like there were colored superheroes, but they didn't get the big stage like Superman, Batman, and all those things. So people sometimes cling to that a little bit too much, to what they call the source material. And I think what Marvel is doing now, hopefully, is like re-educate and prepare the next generation of comic book fans and movie fans. So I think maybe we're going into the right direction. I don't know. It's a tough subject, and especially for someone like me who can only like try to get educated by people like you who actually know what they're talking about, how that experience has been. Do you think we're going into the right direction?
This is what I say. Yeah, I think so. And I mean, it's what you said is very interesting, because it's like, that's true. Like, it's been catered to those. It's been like advertising to the same type of people. I know they were doing their best at their time, because that's true. When you see somebody like Falcons, they're always like, I'm the black guy that helped the white dude, and then when you have the bad dude, the villain like Mandarin, drawn like all Asian and all this stuff, very like stereotypical. Is like, now you see that even the writers of Marvel, you can see like the whole team is changing, even the visual. And I do believe that they go back to the source material, but they don't realize how bad or how it can affect, the people that don't, how to say this. It's like, I don't want to act stupid. I do understand why they want to, go back to the source material, because they don't realize it. If for me, I'm not a woman, but if there was something offensive to a woman that I didn't realize, I wouldn't be bothered that it's on that is showing up, on TV, because it's like, it doesn't affect me. Yeah. So where this going wrong is like when somebody's like, oh, this is actually affecting me, and then we're like, no, never change. We stay. That's when it goes wrong. But I feel like we're going to the right direction. I really feel like it, especially like the new people that they're born with just Marvel. Like, it was weird to me. This girl was like, she said when she was young, there was this young girl. She's like 12. She started watching Marvel since she's a little girl. So it's like, for her, that's the only representation she has. Yeah. you know. And so I feel like it's amazing. I think we're going the right way. I think it's going slowly, but we shouldn't get discouraged because like the people trying to let us know that it's not going to change, but it looks like it's changing. I like where it's going.
Yeah. Do you think it helps that like even in the old days, like when they were creating like women superheroes, superheroes of color, they were often still white dudes creating those characters, right? And now we see like that shift as well. We get more women creators like Gil Simone and more creators of color. And when I hear talking about Black Panther, like which was much more authentic than if a white dude like me would have tried to make Black Panther. Like it would probably been a disaster. Like how does it feel for you to see that happening? Because I feel like we see so much more creators now entering that world, and those doors have been maybe not wide open, probably still not wide open, but like we're getting there. How does it feel for you to see that represented in the movies that you love?
Okay, when I say that, I'm like this. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
How long?
Yeah.
Like, it's been a long time. I'm like, wait 25 years to say, maybe we need a black dude. Not even just for Black Panther, for anything. Yeah. Because it's like, I know this is very good. By the way, I'm not trying to, what they're doing, it's amazing that Ryan Coogler, black man was able to do Black Panther. But it's like, they can do other stuff too. They don't have just to say like, oh, it's a woman movie, so we put a woman director. It's a black man, so we put a black man director. And it's like an Asian man can direct a movie aiming for Caucasian people. But I do love the fact that it takes one to know one. You know, but in a good way. Yeah. It's like it'll make more sense for someone to went through those experiences, you know, to be able to tell those movies. And I love that Disney's been doing that lately, and they're actually changing like the game a little bit. And I love that. I love that we have more opportunities. It's not perfect, but we can act like they're not trying, you know, because you can go from 0 to 100 directly, but I see that you know they're trying little by little, and I feel like this story is gonna be like people have to give it a chance, man. Yeah, Black Panther was amazing. Captain Marvel was amazing. So it's like we have to keep it open because we've seen the same story for so long by the same type of people, and those stories are still great. You know, nobody's trying to say, oh, we need less white male to make movies. Like no. They've been making great. All the movies been made by them, so they've been great. But now let's have more people in the pie. Let's share with more people. Yeah. Let's let the movies represent what the world looks like. Because what's going to happen when people stop seeing themselves on TV, on movies, they're going to stop watching it. It's going to be bad for everybody. Yeah. So this is why it's good. This is why it's good to have this representation.
Yeah. And it's good to see that it's doing well, right? Because if it wouldn't have been, like I saw your skit there, we're like, oh, we've tried the diversity thing, we're not going to do that again.
Exactly.
So at least there's that. And well, I think like it's important. Like for me, it's obviously a completely different experience. But I have a 4-year-old daughter, and like she's now being raised on Disney movies that look a lot different than when Disney movies were when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, it was always the princess who was living just to be married to the prince after, and now we got movies like Moana and Brave, and like it feels like she is gonna have a lot more material to grow up on. So I love what Marvel is doing as well, because I can't wait for her to be interested in those movies. And if she's not, that's fine too. Like I not want to be those that's like, you are gonna like this. But
this opened my mind a little bit. This is why it's good to have different people talk, because like it open your mind. Because like that's true. When I think about it, most of the girls my age when we're in school were like, what you want to do? Like, you know, we say like guys want to be cowboys. Most girls say princess because that's all they see. They see the glamorous girl being a princess. Like, I want to do that. But when you have now like girls like Miranda, you have people being astronauts, the Captain Marvel having power. You have girls can like be like, oh, I can do this too. And I feel like it's sad that it's taking so long, but it's also beautiful to see that happening. When you just said it, just open. I didn't think about it. I was like, yeah, girls would like either the damsel in distress or like the princess. It was like I want to be a princess or I want to be the love interest. So I think it kind of like shaped the way like our generation think, the girls kind of thing. And I feel like now with this you just said everything. That's true. I love the way this is going because it's going to open the mind. Like,
But that's good. Like, she still wants to be a princess, don't get me wrong, but at least now she gets to be a princess with ice powers or, like, save the world, right? Like Moana does. So, no, this is great. Like, and like I've told you this many times, but I think it's so important for people like yourself to put themselves out there and create that community that is now possible. Because when I watch those videos, I love seeing someone from I don't know, but like all these countries, and they all share that love for the same thing, and we're gonna have Marvel around for quite some time. So I want to geek out with you a little bit about the Marvel universe, because we got Endgame coming up, and I've got one very important question for you: is who is gonna kill Thanos?
I was thinking about, I was like, who's gonna kill Thanos? Because a lot of people were like, oh, it's gonna be Captain Marvel, but it's like they can't just make Captain Marvel kill Thanos, because all our superhero, all the main one, like there'll be no redeem. Like, no. I mean, Captain Marvel killing it, like we want to see that fight, but it's like they need to have a circle, because they got the ass kicked. They cannot just get kicked and then she saved us, and like, yes. Yeah. I really think it's gonna be Captain America, Iron Man versus Thanos. I really want to see that, but I don't know. I don't even know if he's gonna die. That's my thing.
Yeah, no, it's true. Or I think he's gonna die super early on. I think because something has got to happen for the rest of the movie. Like, you can't just kill him in the last 20 minutes and then like rush the solution through. Like I have no idea.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, because that'll be you cannot just have the big old fight, then he dies, and then it's like, oh, what do we do? Like happily ever after? It's like, that's true. Yeah. But my thing is like, if he doesn't die, if he's just like unpowerful, like let's say they get to get the gun, or they get to do whatever, and he doesn't die. He's just like being in the jail or whatever in another universe, stuck somewhere. I feel like that'd be more interesting to have. Like, they don't always have to. They cannot always kill the bad guy. Sometimes, you know. That's why it was good to see them lose. You know, to be like, hey, you know, it's not every time. But sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, okay, I know they're gonna win. Let me see how they're gonna win. Yeah. But now with Endgame, I like because we have no ideas. No. Because like this comic books where Thanos won, there's also when he's been put in jail. When so it's like, you can go in so many ways. Like, who do you think would be the one?
Here's the thing that I struggle with, Kirk, because we live in a weird time where we have Endgame coming, but we've already seen the trailer for SpiderMan After Endgame. Yeah. So we know that he's like, I think everybody knew that nobody's gonna die for sure, because we've seen the time we're gonna see Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2. So I think they're gonna split the universe. I don't know, man. Like, I think
I love that. Oh man, it'd be crazy.
Yeah, like they have to do something. Like, they can't. I would be very disappointed if they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna just rewind time and all of this has never happened. Like,
I know. Yeah, no, don't do that, because like they literally changed the whole superhero style. With like, oh, we can lose. Yeah. You know what would be amazing is that big old fight, with Thanos versus the Avengers, and they get to win. Thanos dead, and a bunch of original characters die too, and then now they have to like kind of like not prepare another universe, but trying to help the other universe be like to be able to defend himself, and that those people that die with the snap still dead, but the other universe, if that happened, they'll be like the bittersweet. I'll be like, oh man, it's a new Peter Parker, it's a new thing when they survived. But I don't know. I just, in my mind, if I was directing the movie, this is what I would have done. It's like the Avengers going to beat Thanos, all right? Or they don't beat Thanos. In this universe, it's done. You won. Yeah. What they do is like, we can go to another universe and help the other people, before it happened, and they're trying to fight Thanos there. That's it. That's all I would have done. So it's like, wow, like we can continue the story, but the real people died, and then you can do like the comic books. You can have two different like Iron Man, from this Earth. You can have that's how you can continue the life living without stopping. That'll be cool, because the actors can get older. You can have somebody else playing him. It doesn't matter, because it'll be like different universe.
Yeah, and that's what I hope that they're doing. And I saw a very good post, I'm not sure, on the internet, where they said the people who are still alive are all the people who are gonna quit the MCU, because we know Cap is gone, and we know Tony Stark is gonna be, like the actors, Rob Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, that they're gonna be gone, and everyone who's still who died are all the young actors that still have movies coming. So I can definitely see how they are gonna switch universes and all those, because we need an Iron Man. We're gonna need Iron Man. We're gonna need Captain America in another universe. And I would love to see like Ironheart be that person.
Yes, that would be amazing. If they do that, they kill the game, because not only those new movies will be so interesting, and then you can introduce the X-Men and everything to, because it'll make no sense that we just found out about mutants, and like we're waiting doing this whole fight that makes no sense. But if they were not existing in this universe, that'll make sense. And also, those older movie will be so much of a classic. It'll be like, those are the original actors. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like. Original 6. If they do that, I hope they do that. It'll be very smart for them to do that. Because I'll be very disappointed, and I'm not gonna lie. If they just fight and then someone take the gauntlet and just like snap back and everybody's happy, I'll be like, no. There's no way they're gonna.
You can't build up 10 years just to like undo a movie like that. That would be terrible. But it's gonna be like, it is such a weird thing. Like, I'm super excited for Endgame. I know Spider-Man is gonna have another movie, and when I watched the trailer, I was like, he's gonna go on a school trip after like half the universe has been decimated, and you're just gonna go to Rome like nothing happened.
That's what I'm thinking. No way. There's no way. Even if you come back to life, they all act like nothing happened. That makes no sense.
No, because it's not like we get a brief glimpse of that at the end of Infinity War, where we see like planes crashing down, and because the pilot got dusted. Like, there's going to be a huge effect for it. Even if you restore, like, all the people who got snapped, like, that still happened. Like, you can't just go, like, okay, we're going to go on the gauntlet, we're going to go on a... Like, I think, and it is all speculation, like you say, they're going to split the universe, create the multiverse, bring in the X-Men, because now we bought Fox and whatever. But what is your... like, it feels still like this is coming to an end. And I was talking about this with Stephanie last week. Do you think you're ready for another 22 movie setup, or are you gonna prefer like more smaller things? Like, we don't need like another 10 years, right, to come to a big conclusion. What was your preference?
This is what I would have done to not have like a superhero fatigue happening. Like, we know that after Far From Home, it's gonna be like a year or two without Marvel movies because they're preparing whatever. But what would be cool is that people invested 10 years of their life into those characters. So if you starting over like, they're all dead, and now with the new universe, it's just brand new people, if they're not going to feel as strong, as they can crumble and kill everything. So the only way to do that is either having some characters that are as epic, which are the X-Men Fantastic Four, which were like the biggest like characters of Marvel. They had to rely on Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor because they were taken. But now they have big characters, so the only way to do it is to do more individual movies, not necessarily, even though people love cameos, you can do cameos, but not like prepare another like villain right away. And then when you do, when you come back with something strong, then it's just going to blow up. It's going to be like, wow, they're doing it again. You're like, I will just like revamp what you just did. Don't now continue, okay, we finished Endgame, and now like freaking... Apocalypse come out at the end and be like, I'm going to take now. Just individual, kind of like, when you watch a movie like Spider-Verse.
I love that movie.
Into the Spider-Verse, like a movie like that with Miles Morales, movie with just Iron, and then movie with the X-Men, they're separate growing, and then little by little, you start doing, and they can even do 2x2s. I would love to see 2x2s like doing comics, like Wolverine, Deadpool, blah, 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 Daredevil, 2x2s. And then you come out big and strong, and then one day you do a big cameo with old Tony Stark, old Captain America. It's just like, that's how you kill it. Yeah, that's how you revamp it.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do.
That's what I want to work with them. Like, I want to be in on the scoop and everything. I want to know. I want to play a character, especially with X-Men coming up. I gotta do. I want to do something.
What character would you want to play? Like a brand new character that they create? Because that's something else I've talked about episodes back. Like, we are still very holding tight to the source material. Do you think the MCU is in a place where they can create their own hero, someone we've never seen before?
Well, this is what I want to, but I don't know if people knows they can actually. I don't know. Because I don't think there's nothing that can run as hard as they've been surprising. I would love to, I would love to. I don't know. Because like I haven't seen so many characters that I wanted to see yet to do that. But I think they can. I think because like that's what they do in comic book, right? They create characters. Why they cannot do that with the movies?
Yeah.
Without going off the trail, but it's like having a character. Like they can create. Why not create a mutant? Why not create an? They. I feel like they can create a villain also.
Yeah.
That would be
nice. Yeah.
Nobody can say nothing. Nobody can say, well, he doesn't know. It's brand new.
Yeah.
It's part of the. Because this is what I believe. Do you think that the MCU is a universe on its own? Just like the comic books are a universe?
I think so, because like this has been going on for 10 years, 11 years. There are people that are going to watch Endgame that have probably never read a comic book in their lives. They have grown up on MCU, so they can probably do whatever they want. But like we talked about earlier, the comic book community can be very like, this is like...
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that would go over well, but it might have outgrown it. I don't know. There might be more people watching the movies than are reading the comics.
You're not going to know the effect of it until until after Endgame, because like once they start doing, if they do new universe with people like Ironheart and he works, that will prove to them they don't care. Like they're ready for the story. They're ready now. Mm-hmm. They don't, because it's like this, like 20 plus, 30 plus years of comic books to read it's impossible.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there might be a little war between those gatekeepers, them older ones, source material, and the new one. But there's a way to bring them. Have classics, because the X-Men, they are classics. Mm-hmm. So you keep classics and make new stories if you don't connect them all the time directly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. If I was if I was in charge, I wouldn't make them connect right away. I want it to be like a big thing when you connect them later on. Mm-hmm. Like, wow, a big movie later on, that would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, because what Marvel sometimes struggles with is consistency in threat levels. Like, someone tweeted like, oh, it's funny how Iron Man is fighting like someone who destroyed half the universe in this movie, but like 10 years ago he was fighting a guy with an electric whip. That and we have Peter Parker fighting a junkyard guy who can have as a flying suit, and in his next movie he's fighting Thanos. Like the power level was all like sometimes all over the place, and in Thor Dark World they were gonna delete everything, and now it's just like...
True, that's so true.
Like everybody forgets about Dark World.
No, I was I was thinking about Thor in the Dark World. I was like, the Avengers came together in Age of Ultron to get Loki Scepter, even though Iron Man could have done that by itself. Yeah. But when you have all the world collapsing in Thor, like no one showed up. I was like, this was the biggest threat in the whole world. Yeah. It's like all the universe were connecting, people were dying everywhere, and even like in Iron Man 3 when Tony Stark died. That should have been a freaking big deal. Mm-hmm. I mean, he didn't die, but everybody thought he was dead. So the whole Avengers team should have been together like, oh, Tony Stark is dead. But I think it can be interesting if after Endgame, like, how DC, how like the Superman, one of the most powerful superhero, have a villain that's just a human being, right? Mm-hmm. I think it'd be interesting if after Endgame, like one of the characters have a villain that's not as evil as Thanos, but that give them as much trouble. Mm-hmm. That'll be just for one character, not for the whole team. That'll be crazy. That'll be interesting to me to have that. Yeah. To have just one that's just a mastermind. He's just like, he's not as crazy as those villains, but he's still one that that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Like they tried to do it with Hydra, right? Who infiltrated Shield and all those storylines, but like they can do anything after this. Like we see a little bit in Spider-Man where they're gonna introduce Mysterio and like Hydro Man, or I have no idea who that is. But it feels so weird. Like, okay, half the universe gone, and now there's a guy who can punch with water, and like that's gonna be
it's crazy. Yeah. It's why it's like, it's gotta be a new universe. Gotta be a universe when it's okay. Because I even see what's in them, Ned, like Peter's friend. He has a girlfriend, and he's like, it seemed more like, he didn't seem like the type of guy that would have a girlfriend, even if it's been a year. Like I feel like it's two different, because it's like, they should all freaked out. They're all watching TV. There's like a man that made of water. They're all watching TV like it's nothing. Like, nah. That's only okay if the X-Men are in this universe, or if, like they've seen stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, it's going to be an exciting times. Is there any character that you would love to play existing?
Oh, yes. I have one character, but that's because somebody told me I could never do it. and then I'm like, I will do it then.
Yeah.
I really want to play Miles Morales. I would love to play him.
Oh yeah.
Play because somebody say, well, the accent. I'm like, accent, voice coach. I've been in France for 2 years. That's why my accent is like that. I'm learning. You get the body. You don't have to do Miles Morales that's young. He's old in the comic, but you can do whatever.
Yeah.
I would love to play this New York dude. It's just like, oh man, that's my biggest thing.
It would be kind of cool to see an older Miles Morales who's been through shit like Parker did in Into the Spider-Verse.
Exactly.
Because those are the options we have. Like, we can do whatever we want.
Because it's like, for me, I'm thinking Into the Spider-Verse was almost perfect as an origin story. How are you going to redo a same, like, origin story that's not have to be better, and it's too soon, It's like, this one, no, people are not going to forget this one. That would be cool to have one that's already been through stuff. And if I have ever the opportunity, even if it's like just audition, they won't know how much I'll be ready. I'll have like 5 coats. I'll test my whole body. I'll stay in New York for a year. I'll go crazy.
Yeah. So, Marvel, if you're listening and you're going to make a Miles Morales movie, just give him a call, man. You've already, you have his number. You can call him.
Exactly. Just
he'll put in the work, put on the suit.
Exactly. I'll do anything. Yeah. Would you be interested in playing anybody in the MCU?
I'm a 6'5" big white guy. The only role I could play is like an Eastern European villain that punched in the face by Miles Morales, maybe. Yeah.
There's so many villains.
Yeah.
And people love villains. Oh, man. Them fans are ready for the villains more than that.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind, like, I would be cool to go head-to-head with Punisher, right?
Oh, yeah. That would be
just to punch him around a little bit and then get shot in the face like 17 times after, because he doesn't do fist fights. But, yeah, we got so much opportunity. Like, we have the Marvel Universe from Netflix is now all being killed, and it's going to probably go to Disney itself, so they're going to reboot that. Like, anything can happen at this point, and I think that is just so cool. So,
and it could be like and now they have like Angelina Jolie. I heard want to join like the MC. I mean, they asked her to join for the Eternals. I'm like, now this can be like cowboys. There was a time when it was just cowboys in movies. It was a American Western movie. Yeah. But what is good with Marvel is like they can escape the superhero movie fatigue. Because like it's not just all the comic books from Marvel. It's not just like explosion and stuff. You can have a movie like Blade, which is vampire. You can have if Marvel after Endgame, like chill a little bit on the just like all the alien crazy and start doing a movie like Black Widow or a movie like The Punisher, when they are very good and like different. Once you bring back again like an alien, then it's over, because people now is just not gonna be like, oh, superhero movies. No, you can do all type of movies. Yeah. I would love to see a very good Marvel movies with no superpowers. Yeah. Like, I know Black Widow have a chance to do that. Like, to go back to like, the Iron Man, the first half of Iron Man 1, when it was still interesting to see Tony Stark, but it was him and that I would love for them to go back a little bit to that, but still interesting, because you cannot do Endgame and then suck. You have to still kill it.
Yeah, keep it. Well, Winter Soldier was almost like a Jason Bourne movie.
Yeah, true.
So,
actually, it's Winter Soldier, something like that.
We could probably talk about this for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, true.
But we're gonna do, and maybe I'll love to have you back after Endgame, or when you're in a movie or whatever. Like, what's next for you?
I'll do that.
So I love talking to you. Like I said, I can't give you enough praise on what a great person you are and what you are doing for communities, for Marvel, for comics, and for the movies. And I really can't wait what you're gonna do. I know you're gonna break the internet like within the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah,
I know it's gonna happen.
I will not. Because here's the thing. I will force them, because they're still doing what they did last time. Yeah. When like they don't tell us like you should invite until like, because in Hollywood it's crazy. It's like everything is last second. Like, they invited us to a solo event. For the movie Solo on YouTube. They called me like 2 days before, and it's like, because they don't care as they used to. So I don't care. With this video, what I'm gonna do is. I mean, by the time this drop, my video probably drops, so I can say it. I'm gonna do a trailer, like an official trailer for Endgame, and I'm gonna call it, this is the third official trailer. Like, don't look for the trailer. And I'm gonna put all the video that the fans put, we're gonna put it together. Basically saying to Marvel, we don't care that you see us or not. We together, we're gonna watch the movie regardless. Yeah. To make them, see us, but. The thing is, like, I want them to know that if they like bring us in and give us exposure, we'll do some crazy stuff. And we actually like leave stuff out of the shoulder. I have so many ideas to do. Like, I have so many stuff I want to do that will help the community. So if they feel like they're doing stuff while the movies is happening. Yeah. I want to do so much stuff, but I don't want to reveal all my plans, but I have so many ideas.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see all the and when you become super famous and you're gonna be Miles Morales, I'm gonna brag every day that I had you on the show, for sure. Is there anything you want to promote or plug before we close off, or?
I just actually. Oh, by the way, this is one of my ideas. Also, I would love to do a Marvel Con. That's the thing.
I seen that one. Yeah.
But I'm waiting a little bit. Once I start working with them, I will ask for them because it makes no sense for them to pay money for Comic Con to have. No, they can have like a Star Wars have their own days. I think from Marvel, that'd be crazy. Yeah. But yes, I'd love to plug my friend. His name is Orashi. He's Orafhi, and he's trying to be a model. So look him up. Look up also Tuxedo Gangly on Twitter. He's a great director. And yes, and Marvel Fans United. Hashtag Marvel Fans United. That's it. That's all I have to say.
I'm gonna put it in the video. Hashtag Marvel Fans United. Kirk, and where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me on everything at Kirk Deveyck, KirkDeveyck on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. It's all the same.
Awesome. I like I said, I can't wait to see what you do next. And if you're listening to this, you're probably here for Kirk, because all the Marvel fans are gonna hopefully flock to this video.
I'm gonna share the crap out of this.
All right. Well, I am the Hashtagonist, and this is the Hashcast, and every week I have cool guests like Kirk. Next week we're gonna be back with Lucy James from GameSpot on the show, and I'm looking forward to share that video with you all. And thanks again, Kirk. You're the best, and I can't wait to see what you'll do more.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night. And if you're still listening, thanks so much for tuning in. And like I said, come back next week, and we'll talk soon.